Hello everybody, Ronald Konijnenburg here from Interdops, and today I want to show you something which I just built. It's basically an MCP server which is running natively on my Windows box. It's using FastMCP and it's also using the Bluetelligence Metadata API. What is so cool about Bluetelligence is that they have a multitude of tools available to scan, for instance, BW systems, but also SAC systems or Datasphere, and come back with full lineage. And I was wondering if I could connect that to Claude. And that's exactly what you see here on the screen. So I asked it a general question to analyze my BW system. And basically now I can talk to it and it can do scans of the system based on the questions I ask. And of course the use cases are, the sky's the limit, I would say. I can ask about complexity. I can ask about conversion potential. I can actually ask it to do conversions. So let's do a couple of use cases. And please leave a comment if you want to ask Claude something which I didn't come up with, but might be useful for customers, for instance. So let's ask the first question here. How difficult would it be to convert this into Datasphere? Because that will be a very common question, of course, in BW landscapes is, how complex is your BW system, basically? So it's going to take a look at all the objects it has and come back with what it thinks is how complex it is. And apparently it's relatively easy to migrate the ADSOs. I agree. Moderate complexity source systems, of course, is always complex. And it finds AMDPs complex, but it does recognize that AMDPs are SQL based so that it can actually use that in order to create SQL views. So this is already pretty impressive. It knows BW, it knows complexity of BW systems, it knows how to convert it. So let's take another step and ask it just to take one of my data models and figure out if it can translate the ABAP code and ABAP objects basically into SQL. That would be very impressive, right? So let's see what happens. It thinks about, so it has to figure out, of course, which model it wants to use. So it's selecting now a list of models live from the BW system. You can also take a look at that if I open up this window. So it figures out some candidates, and now it comes back with the prime candidate it wants to use, and voila, it's generating the code. So it's not even, it's doing everything. So it's basically creating source tables, it's creating the views, it's found the complexity, the business logic in the transformations, and basically translates everything into a SQL view. I think that's pretty impressive for a tool which basically until 10 minutes ago did not know my BW system, but by using the metadata API from Bluetelligence and combining it with MCP, we have a very, very cool use case. Thank you very much for watching this. Again, if you have any questions you would like to ask my BW system, let me know.